Hello, everybody. This is Trish. I am in Colorado. I'd love to hear where you all are coming from, as well as where you are in your tiny house journey. Are you building it? Are you thinking about it? Are you a fan, an enthusiast? Let me know. Cleveland. Oh, welcome. Fantastic. Oh, my sister's in Atlanta. Nice, 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 nice. Ottawa, exploring. I was a somewhat DIY. You'll find that out as well. Manufacturer, fantastic. Welcome. Spain, oh my gosh, welcome. I think my journey started about 10 years ago, but oh, so fantastic to see so many different places. Tiny home business, I love it. Welcome. Okay, so a little bit about me. My name is Tricia Sinon Murray. I have a business that I do called All About Ease Organizing. I'm a space efficiency specialist, professional organizer, minimalist, and tiny home dweller. This is my tiny home. Finished it in think July. I needed a deadline, so I decided that I was going to enter it into the Loveland Tiny House Festival here in Colorado. It was called the People's Tiny House Fest. I'd spoken and participated with them before, and ironically enough, we were the only DIYers there. I had downsized about 93% of my things from Chicago to Colorado 6 years ago. And if you're trying to wrap your head around that, we went from 2,800 square feet to a 200 square foot tiny house case study. So magical, crazy, and amazing. And then through COVID, I had designed my tiny house since I have an interior design background. I had the shell built by a builder here in Durango, Colorado. And he did the shell and the um, not the plumbing, the siding, metal roofing, because Colorado and potential hail. And I figured if it ever got hailed on and it didn't look good, I'd get out there with a hammer and start whacking at it and make it look more intentional. But we're in Golden now. We just found property this past June, so it's magical. We have a little cabin on the property, which is going to be our tiny Airbnb. That's about 458 square feet. And we've got an RV here with us and the tiny house. And when I entered the tiny house festival in Loveland, we had just finished the bathroom, tiling around my jet tub because you'll hear more about that later, but that was one of my must-haves for my tiny house. And it was the greeting that all of us got to say. My partner, Tony, he's here hanging out today, checking chat to see questions and whatnot. And then my two boys, 15, no, 14 and 17 years old, we would say, hello, welcome to our tiny house. It is 300 square feet with 3 bedrooms. And people were like, what? So yeah, we have 2 loft bedrooms. My boys, one of them up there, that's his loft. And then the other one, the laundry and bathroom on the other side. And this one here, it's got a folding skateboard ladder on this side. So if and when he's not here, we can fold up the ladder to have a little bit more room to get in and out of the first floor aging in place bedroom that we have. And we go out their bedroom windows out to the rooftop deck because we wanted private outdoor space wherever we landed. And magically, we just recently landed on our own property. So super exciting. Oh, um, so yeah, so in the essence of time here, I'm going to cover 3 different things that will give you guys an idea of what you can think about when considering tiny spaces and even when you're not quite to that point yet, and it can help you kind of like wrap your head around all the different aspects of it. So even when you're working with a builder, because I did too, granted, he did my shell. They did, in addition to that, electrical, because I built with SIPs, which if you don't know what SIPs are, it's essentially an ice cream sandwich of solid insulation. So there's no cavities between the walls, because what sometimes would happen is with the thermal bridging, you'd have outside air or inside air. One would be cooler, one would be warmer, and that cavity could potentially mold. So some people's early tiny homes had issues with that, and I didn't want to have any problems since we're Colorado and it sometimes gets really cold. But it's been amazing, and the SIPs have helped because even compared to the RV, if some of you have tried tiny houses in RVs, that's a little bit cooler because they don't have such, you might get that much insulation, if at all. But so you're gonna be shown how to wrap your head around tiny living, even if working with a builder. We'll go into some of the space planning as far as that. Oops. And we'll think about once you're ready, you're like, okay, I'm ready to go into a tiny house. When we'll do some right sizing because you're probably thinking, well, now what? How do I get from here to there? And then we'll talk about my build out process, what I learned, where I was able to source materials from. It was magical and not expensive at all. And there are also things that I would already do differently if I decided to build another tiny house to put on this property. So we'd have some fun, either little tiny house compound, or if it would be that we could host other people as well. So for more in-depth information, be sure to stay tuned in till the end where you'll hear about my masterclass that I'll be presenting next month. It's going to be Right Sizing for Tiny Living, Your Path to Minimalist Bliss. So, okay, so I'm going to dive in. So the first thing that you can consider when thinking, do I want to move into a tiny home? Definitely rent an RV, see if you can Airbnb a tiny space in your area, but it really gives you the idea of, okay, this is how we're going to live. Everything's built in, which it potentially could be in your tiny house as well. We do have the sofa behind us. That's the cute little IKEA apartment sofa, which some of you may already know that it expands to between a full and a queen size bed. So even though we have 3 bedrooms, we can still sleep 2, 4, 6, 7. And my son at one point said, hey, maybe one of your friends is going to need the bathtub one day. They come over and have too much fun. I'm like, okay, fair enough. 8. We can sleep 8. But you can rent them. You can go to RV shows, but living in it and taking a trip. I even just met someone last night who is essentially Airbnb her RV, and you can take it on the road and take everybody with you, whether it's going to be partners or pets or family, kids, extended, grands, whatever, and just see if you can you stand it, because that's a little space depending on if you've got a long trailer, or ours was a 31-foot Class C RV, so you could drive in it at the same time. So my kids could bring me food, and we could pull over off the highway, use the bathroom that was inside the RV, and not have to worry about getting out or anything like that. And same if you have pets. I was even learning someone tries to travel with their bunny and they have trouble in hotels, but if you bring your hotel with you, then you can pretty much go wherever you want. So that's one thing to consider. And here's another tip that I like to give. Consider living in one room of your house, or cordoning off, even with like the painter's tape, just a little section, and see, how does that feel? Can you deal with that? Do you miss having your things around you? Because if you think about it, when we live in one place, if we go to, say, a hotel, or you're traveling for work and you have the bare essentials, we tend to feel as humans just calmer in spaces where there's not a lot of things. And if you have things that are at home with you, like I'm going to show you this. This is the one thing that I coined for myself through COVID. My life is amazingly abundant. How is yours? But just if we have those few things that we can have surrounding us, then, like favorite art that was in storage while my house was being built. I was just, I built the walls for that, but I'm just so happy that they get to be out here with me. Oh, here, Tom. I'm gonna have Tony check her chat and see. You want to scoot. But yeah, so the practice of trying to live in that small space and having if it's your favorite book or your reading chair or whatever, or if you're one of my sons, you have a little gaming spot that you want. And then the other one, I love him to pieces. He said that he didn't want a door or a curtain on his closet because he said if I can see it, I'll keep it more organized. And I'm like, oh my God, I love you even more now. So, but some of the things to help you wrap your head around. Another one that I love, if you are concerned about where are all your kitchen gadgets and things like that going to be stored or housed, think of when you do your meals, if you don't already do meal planning, you can allocate. We whittled down, and it sounds like a lot when I say it out loud now. We whittled down to 8 appliances, but some of them are small, like the little magic bullet for smoothies, instead of pulling out an entire big Vitamix per se. Um, but to think about meal planning, because we've got also, and I want to show you one cabinet from my mom that houses our entire one. It was called the baker's cabinets, and the sweets go here, savory goes here, breakfast, coffee maker, French press, stuff like that goes there. So you can accommodate, because the challenge is it's hard to fit a lot of things in a finite amount of space. So definitely consider storage when you're thinking about your tiny house. We have a front closet here that's underneath my son's loft, underneath his ladder. You can also kind of see this is the curtain to it, next to just the washer, no dryer, just because that's the second largest energy suck in your home. So if you're considering going solar, you'd have to have a lot more battery power than that. But for considerations as far as meal planning that can help you look and see what you have in your pantry, take pictures. I love telling my clients this. If you're going shopping, or if you're sending someone, or if you're ordering and you're going to be picking it up or having it delivered, still take a look at your fridge, your freezer, your pantry. And if you're the one going out, take pictures so you don't duplicate what you already have. So if you already have like 3 boxes of pasta, then you don't need more. You maybe just need a couple things of sauce, pesto, red, jarred, whatever, or ingredients for you to make them. Because if you get things that you already have and then you miss other things, you're just going to come home and be frustrated. So, meal planning, if you don't already do that, can help you with that too. So, if you think of it, meatless Mondays, Taco Tuesdays, maybe takeout Wednesdays as your treat. Thursdays could be pasta night or pizza Fridays. But then everybody in your home is also going to know about that, because I tell my kids, they're like, hey, what's for dinner? I'm like, look at the chalkboard, because everything's outlined there. So they can even start to pull out ingredients or prep things before I get home. Or Tony's an amazing cook. Thank you, Tony, for cooking a ton of our meals lately while I'm out working. But yeah, so that's a big help. So if you don't already know about meal planning, it's a fun rabbit hole. And you can even, oh, I just learned this past week. You can ask Chat GPT to, hey, I've got this, and this ingredients. Give me 3 ideas for 20-minute meals, and it will do it for you. So it's even more magical. Yes. Oh my gosh. 90%. Yeah. Again, 93% downsize. Because here's one thing too. If you think about how you're preparing yourself to live in your tiny house, you might know already of the 80-20 rule. And the 80-20 rule is we wear 20% of our clothes 80% of the time. So think about it. What if you had just that 80%? How much easier would it be for you to get dressed, for you to not have laundry stacking up for days and weeks? Or if you have a preference of, hey, I only want to do laundry every 30 days. So then you'd know you'd need 30 tops, maybe 20 bottoms. You could maybe interchange them, things like that. But you can figure out, and then here's our itty bitty closet. Let me go over to the bed. So we each have a side on those. And oop, let me scoot that. So see that better. Okay, so this here is my side. And then I've got 2 rows and stacks, like 6 tanks, or my favorite number is 9. This won't work if your favorite number is like 54, but no more than 9 things in any category. And then Tony's side, much less, much less. Minimalist man, gotta love it. And then like different things down below, pants, sweaters, shoes are back here, but just, I mean, within only 30 inches of space. And granted, we've got a couple things in here that are for long hang and I can squeak, and he's got like 5 or 6 things there. Where do I put your shoes? So the shoes are behind here. They're in those cubbies. And then we're also looking at getting some for the front. Oh, we do have, oh yeah, let me take you there. So in the front closet, this is another place that we store more of the shoes because that's my boys. I can even show you in here. So shoes here. I've got like the top three rows. Don't judge me. I like my shoes. We like what we like. Then it goes down further, and then Swiffer, um, the Dyson amazing vac that's charging here because I killed it this morning. But yeah, I know I do love my shoes, and I do have a minimalist wardrobe, so it's like purple as you can see, teal thrown in, and then black and silver. Oh, okay. Thanks. I will try and talk louder. No worries. So, just make sure I'm covering. Okay. And here's the thing too. If you're planning space for pets, hobbies, make sure you allocate the right amount of storage because so many amazing videos I've seen about tiny houses. But for me, I still had stuff and I've got 4 people in here. So we still have stuff and we need places to put our stuff. So allocate enough storage. If you have say you like hanging things up rather than folding them in your closet, you've got 12 or 24 pieces that you need to hang up. Then you need 12 or 24 inches of linear space to hang those things up. So that's one thing. And then, ooh, I just looked at time. Thank you. Combo washer dryers. I've heard good and bad things about them. The one complaint that I've heard from most everybody is that the washers that are the combo dryers take a really long time to go through the cycle. And with a regular washer, I can do a quick load or I can let everything go. And then I'm a hanger upper anyway. I always have been. Even when we lived back in Chicago, I had this great line that went like from the garage to it was like, I swear it was like 30 feet long. So I like the fresh, but if you have allergies or if pollen affects you, you can do drying racks inside. That's just my personal preference. Because then we also got something that's going to hang up from the loft below. And that was another thing that my builder did for me. He built our lofts and did the electrical panel, lots of the lighting and things like that. So, okay. Oh yeah, yeah. And same if you have doors. I did pocket doors just because I wanted to conserve all the space and not have to worry about doors swinging. You can do that. Barn doors are cool too. My only comment to barn doors is they don't seal for sound. So my son has an L-shaped accordion trap door that comes down over his loft, and the other one is just a flat trap door. So okay. Fish freezer size. Okay. So yes, depends on your cooking style. We've got one that's the apartment size. So it is 24 inches wide. And I built it up on top of a box. So I've got a drawer for space underneath it because that's my wheel wells as well. They're right back here. So one thing I would do differently if I built another tiny house is put the refrigerator on the other side of the kitchen because then we don't have to have it up on a box. But one other thing I did have to do is I had to carve out the back of the cabinet so it could slide fully up against the wall. So we lost maybe 6 or 7 inches is the depth of our wheel wells. And then again, behind the sofa, what we did to solve that problem is that we've got a little shelf back there here that lifts up. We've got chairs here that I got from a client. We have a set of 4 of those, but they fold. So when my kids aren't here, we only keep 2 of them out. And then when they come back, or when they go back and forth, we tuck them behind the shelf for seating. Yes, one of my organizers made that for me. She's magical. She helped a lot in the house. Which builder? Oh, Rocky Mountain Tiny Homes or Rocky Mountain Tiny Houses. His name is, oh my gosh, he was so good. He lives in, his business is in Durango. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank on his name. But he was amazing. And we talk or Zoom or take calls back and forth while he was interpreting my plans and then trying to figure out where electrical would go. And they did some really cool, let's see if I can see him, light cavity up here. They did hook lights. I've also got that in the bathroom and above the laundry room too. So yeah. Okay. I say I got 5 minutes or less. So let's see. Okay, so think of your must-haves. If you have family heirlooms or something fun, it's not going to look the way it should now, but I'm going to turn this around for you. This is my desk from my mom. It's a little thing on that. So that was one of my must-haves too. We wrapped it around the wheel wells again, but figure out what are the things that make you happy because we love what we love. If we make space for certain things, granted, we can't take everything, but if you like books or if you love to sew or craft or do woodworking, that's the cool stuff that you can carve out little tuckable spaces to store all your things in. And then that way, the other stuff just kind of it goes by the wayside or really don't end up missing it. Because again, with the 80/20 rule, we can replace things that if you're, oh, am I sure? Should I keep it? Should I not keep it? If you can replace it within 20 minutes or less for 20 bucks or less, then oh my gosh, get rid of it now. And if you do miss it, you can always run and get it. But I found that there was really nothing that I missed from my house. I did, one of my must haves is a jet tub in the bathroom. And let's just talk about where I got things from. So I sourced a ton of materials from my local Buy Nothing group on Facebook. Check out yours if you're in Chicago, it would say Buy Nothing Chicago, and you'd see what would bubble up. The Habitat for Humanity restores. I bought 4 or 5 cabinets through the restores, and I had to get one from Home Depot because I couldn't source it anywhere for like a year. And I paid more for that singular cabinet than I did all of the other ones from the restore. So check out your restore. People donate building supplies, paints, appliances, and my refrigerator actually came from a Thanksgiving sale store there too. So yes, but yeah, and when you don't have, we're talking to Annie, when you don't have a lot of different colors in your wardrobe, whatever you bring in, one out, two in, two out, everything matches, so it's easier to go through. And then if I can give you one bit of advice, because if I can jump into the right sizing process, when you are ready to go tiny, be ruthless in your decision making. Again, keep in mind that 20%, we wear 20% of our clothing 80% of the time. Whittle it down to that, and you can create your favorite menu, items, recipes. My kids have a couple that he just loves to make, and I'm like, oh, fine, have at it, cook. Yes, thank you so much. And my favorite, you'll hear more about this in the masterclass next month. My favorite saying is use it up, wear it out, make it do, or do without. I'll repeat that in case you're writing. It's magical. Use it up, which means consume all of your toiletries, your hair products, your cleaning products before you buy more. Where am I? Wear it out. Wear your clothes, often as we wear things on a regular basis, not just the favorites, everything wears equally. Buy a car, I've heard, and then maintain it and just drive it till it's dead. Wear it out also means that you don't have to continue buying more, the newest gadgets. My son wants a new Apple computer, and I'm just like, yeah, make it do. Hey, if I only have 2 or 3 ingredients for food, and for us now, I don't want to leave the canyon of the mountains that we live in, so I'm just going to figure out what I can cook tonight and just do without. Well, if we don't have dinner, you're welcome. You don't have to eat anything sweet tonight, and maybe the scale will like you more or whatever, who knows. But yeah, so I go into more depth talking about that. And another good thing to consider is storage. Again, multiple use appliances, multiple use furniture, like our sofa back here. When you lift up the leg, that's the ottoman part. When you're laying down, that's got all of our board games and an extra blanket, an extra pillow for whoever's gonna sleep on that thing. And um, but yeah, whatever it is for you. Like we've got this drawer down here, office supplies and whatnot, some more cubbies, linens, the all of the tools that helped me build this place are in the front closet and area. And I'm trying to think, oh, let me show you. one thing. I'll share my screen because there are ways that you can reach out and contact me. Oh, I did. Sorry, I don't think I did. 300 square feet. When we include the lofts upstairs and the rooftop deck, it's 600, but nobody ever includes the second floor in a tiny house. And sometimes people don't even have them. So yeah, 300 square feet. The two loft bedrooms, one is 9 by 10, my bedroom, and the other loft bedroom 7 by 10, just due to a little bit of a builder error. No worries. Um, and the main room here, this is 16 by 10. And we built on the widest trailer possible. No, my boys are with their dad half the time. So we have them 2 days and then every other weekend. So two, two, like 5225 is what we ended up doing. Yeah, four people in 300 square feet. Tony and I have the first floor bedroom again where we get to age in place and I don't have to climb a ladder or fall down a skateboard ladder when I need to use the bathroom middle of the night. But yeah, but it's the property that we've got. The rooftop deck helps. It's amazing just to be able to see outside. And where we are now, we've been seeing almost every day deer in the neighborhood. We saw moose the first weekend that we were here full time. We have a chipmunk living on the property and a bunny. I'm sure there's going to be many more and multiples of all of those come next spring. But yeah, it's pretty amazing. So let me show you how you can connect with me and see if I can share the screen. That one. Are you sure though? Is that one? And then I pop to this is the one. Yes. And okay. Okay. So that's me. This is my business. We do move management, right sizing you into tiny homes, and we help busy professionals and families just level up home organization. But the master class will be next month in October. It'll be less or more information in depth of the different areas, and you'll be able to take notes. And then I will also have a form that you can download once that class is ended so you don't miss any of the tips or the ideas. And I offer to all my clients and to anyone who's interested, I love to share and just give people ideas on ways that they can simplify and just live life with more ease because there's less stuff around for you to maintain. A 30-minute free Find the Ease video chat. We'll talk about what your organizing challenges are. I'll give you tips you can use right away. And if you think that you might want to maybe do any of these little things with me, then we'll see if we're a good fit to work together. But thank you so much for coming today and sharing. And I want to save the chat so I can reach out to any of you. Is that? There we go. Okay, so I'll say this. Oh gosh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, hope you got some good nuggets. And yeah, look forward to seeing many of you share with friends for the webinar for next month. Yeah, super excited to go on with that as well. Thank you. So there we go. Yay. Thank you so much. Appreciate everybody.